We have returned to Agony in the Agony Booth. We are joined today by Chris from the transporter room. Chris, good to meet you. Good to have you on, man. How's it going?
It's doing good. Thank you for having me on. I really appreciate that.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. We figured, if it's a blood fever, we got to spread the love and bring in people that can spread more blood fever. And I figured, why not give Chris a call? And Chris answered the call. He went,
I did. Yeah, I appreciate it. Like absolutely. I said, I haven't seen this one in until to get ready for this. And it's an interesting one.
It is. It is. It's almost not horrible, but a little bit painful to watch. But let us get into the synopsis. So Jason Roy Gaston has been caught in a transporter accident, and he is in South Carolina battling the hurricanes. I figured since he was almost 7 feet tall that he can grip the two hurricanes and push them back out to sea. So that's what his mission is right now. And I want to say hello to our friends, Greg Verub. Hey, buddy. Right off the social media announcement with VHS Jace. Here he is. Yes. Congrats, Greg, from Leticia. Greg, thanks. I wasn't going to add another podcast commitment, but it's hard to not grab an opportunity with Mr. VHS Jace. And Wes is here. What's up, Wes? Good to see you. And our good buddy, My Figure Universe.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, My Figure Universe is the man. He spreads love far and wide. I don't know if you saw, but thanks to him and Jason and Jason and everybody, we were able to have a wonderful service for my mother who passed away at the beginning of the month. And I'll be wearing the shirt I made for her, Cosmic Mom, for the show. So I have to get more colors. Otherwise it's going to look like, it's like I only have one shirt. She would have appreciated that joke, but let us do what we must do. And let us get into the synopsis. I'll take it off here. Ensign Vorik's attempt to make B'Elanna his mate during Farr biochemically destabilizes B'Elanna, heightens her own aggressive emotions towards taking a mate. You beat me. Anyway.
Oh my God.
It was wild. That was pretty wild. If you are not new to the channel, please be sure to give us a like. But if you're new to the channel, please be sure to give us a subscription. Your subscribing could help us greatly in the ether and in the world of the internets. Get us out there far and wide beyond the cosmos. And ring the bell so you're notified when we go live. Also, we're very excited to announce that our Patreon now has a QR code. And you can scan that throughout the whole show. You can just bloop and become a patron. We start at $2.99. You get a special thank you from myself and my co-host, Jason Roy Gaston. I'm a plugger, so just be ready for that, Chris.
Okay.
And once you become a patron, you get a special thank you. You get to choose an episode on our Wheel of Agony, celebrating 3 years of agony in the Agony Booth, or maybe 4, but my maths and space is never really good. But there's a lot of fun to be had. And if you are also new to the channel, be sure to check out some of our amazing interviews, including the latest one with the good author and very exciting gentleman, Nicholas Mayer. What an opportunity that was, and what a conversation we had talking about Sherlock and, of course, Star Trek 2, 4, and 6. A lot of fun there. All right, Chris.
Yes.
Are you ready?
I'm as ready as I'm going to be.
All right. Well, WTF did we just watch? Make sure to keep everything covered. When you get older, just get lower. All right. Well, WTF did we just watch, Chris? What did we suffer through?
We really did suffer through, for me, the Vulcans' inability to talk about anything when it comes to their damn mating rituals.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I was getting, I'm not gonna lie, I was getting so frustrated at that point in time, multiple times during that, I may be getting ahead, but still, I'm just we've got, Vorik, obviously, at first you don't realize what's going on, he's talking, right. And then, as things progress, it's like, okay, he sounds like he might be kind of hitting on her a little bit.
Yeah.
It's a little sketchy at first. But then obviously he's like, basically he says what he's going to say, and I want to mate with you. And she's like, excuse me?
Not with me and not with you.
No, it ain't happening. Nope. Not happening. And of course, he didn't like that answer whatsoever. He got turned down, and he was like, well, basically, well, Vulcans shouldn't have an ego, but
Right.
maybe when they're starting to go through their pond Farr,
That's exactly what happened. Yeah.
he
But
got
he
his
also
ego
was,
bruised.
yeah, he also forced a sickness on her. And when he grabbed her, I was like, oh man.
That would see. I didn't. Well, obviously that was new to me. I didn't know that you could transfer something like that.
Right. But like in a Vulcan mind meld, it's always the hands to the face to transfer
True.
Katras and everything.
True.
So that made a lot of sense to me. It's like, oh, it also can give
Yeah.
you Vulcan STDs. Yay!
Oh my god. I know. Oh god, I know. And I had forgotten, well, as it was progressing, I was starting to think, okay, when Neelix and Tom and Valana are getting ready for the away mission, for a while there, I was thinking it was the whole crew. I think before I watched it, and then I was watching, I was like, wait a second, no, it's not the whole crew, because Tom and Neelix were really chipper about going on that away mission.
Yeah. Neelix was like, yeah, I did a lot of rock climbing. I'm amazing. I can do anything. I'm great. And
5 seconds in,
he was like, ah!
busted his butt.
Yeah, exactly. I was like,
And
oh, he's not dead.
Yeah, and so I was like, okay, but then I remember, no, it's not that. It's just when I was like, okay.
Yeah. I also found it interesting that eventually they come to fisticuffs. It's like, all right, the only way this is going to work is if you guys just throw at it, And I'm thinking, well, Vulcans are ridiculously strong, So I figure, what are they, like 4 times the human strength?
Something like that.
Something like that, right? So that probably would mean what, twice the Klingon strength?
Yeah, well, and since she's only a half Klingon,
right? So she's not fully. So I didn't think she had a chance, and I was like, well, good thing the writers are like, no, we got this. Yeah. And you get that good old Trek foo with all she needed to do was like the hold her hands on one spot, and then all of a sudden kick him in the face, like the classic Trek move.
Yes,
they're just choreography is just now.
Well, and I laughed because they had to go into the Star Trek caves because they always had to this had to be a cave episode.
Yeah, classic caves.
Yeah, and that is always such a thing, and I know like in DS9 they always talk about that, that was like staged whatever, and that's where they kept a standing cave set from what I understood.
Save that money.
Oh hell yeah.
Yeah.
Save it and let's make more stuff. Let's make more
stuff. Exactly. I mean, that's when you used to get what, 22, 25
26 episodes. Yeah.
26 episodes. Look at that. The good old days. And then we get a whole wheel of agony with this.
I know.
Filled to the brim.
I know.
Yeah. I'm hoping because the takeover, the gentleman who took over, though not the nicest person in the world, did say that Trek is the high priority. So
yes,
I am hoping we go back to at least 15 to 20 episodes.
I would love for that to happen. I asked Monday night. I jumped on the mission log and I made a comment about that to Rod Roddenberry, and he's like, he didn't seem so, positive that might ever happen. Just in general, it's all about money.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. I mean, do they have to pay him extra every time they do an episode too?
Oh, I have no idea about that.
Yeah,
I was just getting I don't know.
I wonder how that kickback works. Rod's like, yeah. Rod would probably be more excited if they did more episodes in that case. Then
probably
that's
so.
what it is. Like, no, 10's fine.
Yeah,
I don't get any money, so I don't care.
Oh, really? But yeah, no. So, but no. Again, this was I guess like we start off this episode. Really doesn't start off bad.
No,
it really doesn't. You don't even think it's just it's like they're just going on a away mission. They're gonna get the Gallicite. Yeah, the Gallicite.
Gallicite, yeah.
Gallicite, build some new warp stuff.
Yeah.
And, that's the end of it.
Right.
I wasn't expecting B'Elanna to start freaking, attacking Tom.
Tom, yeah, she really went all in. It was like reverse. It was like Wonder Woman 2. Did you see that?
Oh, yeah. I've seen them.
Yeah, it reminded me of that a lot. I was like, just like Wonder Woman.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it was good. I still laugh. I was on another review recently, and we were talking about, I think it was Chain of Command, and someone made a comment about it's the 24th century, and they still use the same type of hiking gear that we have today.
Yeah, nothing's really changed. You would think they would have a special thing that would like go in, clip out, and then burrow in and clip out, so it would have like double protection.
Yeah,
but no, it's the exact same stuff we use today. Yeah, and
Exact-
apparently all throughout space, because that was a Neelix deal. So no matter where you go in space, if you're in a cave, you're spelunking, you're going to use a good old nail with a hook on it, and you're going to spelunk down.
Oh, I didn't even put that together, but yes.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Oh,
it's crazy.
God.
There is a lot in this episode. For me, it was an 8. It was like, so I work for a corporation, and right now they're making me do the sexual harassment training. So I'm like, wow, instead of like, it was so perfect timing. It's like, instead of doing this hokey thing, they should make everybody watch Blood Fever. It's like perfect HR, like non-compliant. Should she have touched her? No, definitely not. Should she have bit him? No. Oh my goodness, there were so many things, and it was like, it like you said, it started out pretty cool. It was like, okay, this is some weird stuff, but then when they got in the cave and those rock people just came out of nowhere. And they basically were like, "What are you guys doing here? Get out of here!" And they're like, "All right, well, we won't fight." And she's like, "Screw that, I'm fighting." And she's like,
"I know."
She's, if she had, I don't really have any weapons, but yeah, she was like ready to go. And it was just like, "All right, back up, chill out. It's gonna be okay."
I know, and again, standard Star Trek, tropes. Sensors don't work. They can't find anything. Transporters don't work. Because they're always too deep down.
Yeah. We can't penetrate the graphite or the quasilite or whatever. Yeah,
that, and and it just reminded me, just made me think about another cave episode, which was in Enterprise. That I can remember. Sure enough, the person who's like one of the cavers, the expert at it, which was Travis Mayweather, he falls and gets hurt and can't do anything. Neelix, who has experience, gets hurt, has to be taken out.
Yeah. Everybody that's supposedly good isn't. It is a lie. There's a quick comment before we move on. These are not actually a gardening shears. These are
wire cutters.
Wire cutters. So technology, you would get it. I'm
wire strippers.
Yep, wire strippers. I am the sound guy for the director, actually, of the Old First Church, Newark, and in that church, I got to do a lot of stuff. So I have those handy in case I need to do some extra work. So it's a fun fact. We'll get into the comments in the comment section. I think it's Aftermath. But let me tell you, HR issue. But let's go and say, why would they do that? If you haven't figured it out, we have a lot of fart jokes here. we like to have a lot of fun at Trackhead. That's what.
Yes.
So why would they do that? To me, I think they probably had to watch the Paramount HR class, and they were like, you know what, we could probably use some of this in an episode. I think that's what happened. I could be wrong, but I'm gonna lean on that. You know what I mean? Like, it was so like all they needed was like the freeze frame, and it goes. Somebody with a suit comes in. Now, why was that wrong? You know what I mean? Like, it just felt like
I can see that. I can really see that.
Yeah, I just felt like it was inspired by an HR class, and they really put their foot forward and leaned into it. But why would they put the Borg in it again at the end? I feel like the Borg were overutilized in Voyager. I don't know if that's just my opinion, but I always loved Voyager for the type of technology they used at that time. It looked so good.
Yeah.
But at the same time, the technology was so good that I feel like people didn't go to the movie because, like, well, I can watch Voyager at home. The technology is the same, Then I feel like it hurt the movies at that time. There was Insurrection and what was the other one? Nemesis. I feel like, aside from the issues that people may have had with those movies, I feel like the technology advancement here kind of offset everything. That's why I think it's hard to bring Star Trek back to the movies because the technology is even better now. Like Strange New Worlds,
oh god,
and Discovery just look amazing. Are really beautiful works of art.
Yes, they are.
My favorite episode from the last season was the Enemy Mine, but that's not what it's called. Where she's on the planet with the Gorn.
Okay.
Yeah, and she flies the ship. So when that whole thing of the moon and everything,
Oh, yes, yes.
Ortegas,
Okay, yes.
when Ortegas
Okay,
was
yes.
down on the planet and she had to
Gotcha.
like science it, and then I thought, oh my god, this looks so good. How are they going to make movies to be better than this? You know what I mean? The only thing I can think of is the writing has to be super tight.
Yeah, I mean the effects are the same. That's the reason why one of the reasons why they only can do 10 episodes, because these episodes cost so much to make.
Right.
And it's going to be a lot of the same technology as well, special effects, the AR wall, and all that stuff. So you'll get basically the same visual effects. Now it's going to turn into story. They're going to have a very, very good story for the next movie.
Yeah.
Let's just make a legacy movie.
That's what they should do.
I'd be very happy.
Yeah, I think it's possible. I think with the way things are, and I don't know anything about Starfleet Academy, but
yeah, it's still very new.
Yeah, it's very new and nothing's come out. I think they're going to release another trailer at Comic-Con next month or this month.
That's the speculation. I don't know if there's actually been anything said, but I think they're supposed to have a panel at New York Comic-Con.
They're supposed to have a panel. Paul Giamatti and one of the producers, I believe, yeah.
So if they're bringing them there's going to have to be a panel.
Yeah.
And there's some of us that have been, speculating as well, is that it may come out January, early February.
Oh, wow.
Well, and I'll explain the reason where the rumor mill is, because some of the actors are going to be on the cruise, which is at the end of February.
Gotcha. That makes sense. So they'll have to plug it.
I mean, we don't know. I mean, obviously, I don't have a crystal ball to be able to say, oh, yeah, that's what's going to happen. I wish I did.
Yeah.
Of course. But to answer your question about the Borg, this is the first time they hadn't met the Borg, run into the Borg, I don't think, by this time yet. So this is the foreshadowing that, okay, we're getting ready to be in Borg territory, because we don't have 7 yet.
Right. That's right. Good point. Good point. It's been such a long time since I watched Voyager that I kind of forgot canonically where the Borg and 7 landed compared to where Kes departs and everything like that. So
into season 3, into 4.
Oh, so this sets up perfectly. But then they leaned into it super hard. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Well, that's right. They start leaning into that, and then that's when they bring him in, and that's when we get 7.
7 was a nice addition to this series, though.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I mean,
great addition series. Obviously, there are a lot of behind the scenes issues, but that's behind the scenes stuff.
Yeah, that has nothing to do with us because we're just watching.
That's right. We're just watching it. And and truthfully, costumes aside, Jerry Ryan's character, the
stoic
was that, and just the writing for her, they made, she was so smart.
Yeah.
7 was, yes,
she's supposed to be half cyborg, so she's got
correct.
Yeah.
Well, and even though they put her in that cat suit, they didn't write it to that. Usually. Right. It was more, she was actually a compliment to Janeway in that way when it comes to the science and everything. And so it was great. But yeah, that's why we got that's why it was such a dun 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 there at the end. Because now they're getting into Borg space.
Yeah,
which is vast, as the Queen says.
Yeah. They pretty much we own everything.
Pretty much.
Except for species 8675309, Jenny. That one we don't own.
Which I didn't fully agree with them, with Voyager helping the Borg to defeat them.
Really? It was one of those enemy of my enemy is my friend.
Correct. Exactly. And that's why, because, it would have at least still given the Borg a foe. And they probably still could, the Borg could probably still whoop up. Species 8472 could still whoop up on the Borg. As long as they don't have those special torpedoes, they're fine.
Yeah.
But that was one of my little, I guess, nitpicks was you're helping to defeat your enemy. But like you said, your enemy is your friend. And it's just
enemy of my enemy is my friend. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because, they still needed them to navigate and get those transwarp drives and get out of there. Yep. So
and steal everything.
I get it. Yeah. Yeah. Well, another thing that I always wondered, why would they do that in this particular episode, is got to be the fight at the end. Like,
Oh yeah.
that was so weird. Oh, and before that, you had mentioned before we came on the doctor pimping out.
Oh God. So
Yeah,
yes, as I said before we got started, of the whole episode, it was fine. That is the
cringe.
creepy, cringiest. I would say probably the only thing. It's even more cringe than. Ooh, this may be a big one here. Than Geordi when he's freaking having hologram Leah Brahms.
Yeah, when he imitated his hero. Yeah.
Yes.
And then he had relations with her, and then the real one came on and was like, "Yo, dude,
Yeah.
HR. These are all HR issues.
Another HR They would have been getting a ticket straight to HR's door.
Yeah, exactly.
But
you can't do that, Jordan.
Yeah,
that's bad.
But you're right. That tells me. But that scene was just so cringe. And look how happy he was because he broke the program, and
yeah. I mean, he feels like he saved the day. So I feel like he was vindicated in the aspects of, hey, look, I did it. I saved everybody. The other thing that bothered me was Tuvok.
Yeah.
You know, like the Vulcans are so secretive in their ways.
Mm-hmm.
Tuvok was like, no, I'm not helping.
I know.
Like, my man, like you're the only other Vulcan on the ship, as far as I know. Maybe there's another like ensign red shirt back there. But you would think, hey, help my guy out. You know what I mean? Like same species,
Yeah.
And
Well, you would. It just that is annoying. It's really annoying. But again, from Spock forward, they've always been. They just do not talk about their mating rituals.
No.
It's so secretive. And it's and I guess honestly, there's really nothing. I mean, if you think about it, there's really not a lot that he could do. I mean, he could have given the doctor some more information to help him research a little bit.
Like he could be like, hey, if you do this.
But that's about it. I mean, obviously the only way to do it was, fight or,
get the frustration out of you. Well, actually get your ass kicked because she whooped him.
Yeah, she did.
And then that'll get it out of you. There you go. Also, it's like, we don't talk about Farr.
Well, and that's what I can't remember.
It's the first rule of Farr. We don't talk about Farr.
True. But I could not remember because Tuvok went through Farr during the episode, during the series. And I did not take time to look it up if he had his Farr episode before or after this.
Actually, my fingerprint says the writing didn't make sense for Tuvok not to help because he had previously discussed Farr.
Yeah, I just don't remember. So if it had already been before this one, he should have. Anyway,
at least been like, hey, this is what you do. Some helpful hints, well, what you do.
Because I thought, and that's the other thing too. I was getting this confused because I really thought Tuvok also used the holodeck to assist with his Farr because they made a holographic image of his wife,
handle it right,
of his actual wife, and so that's where okay, I see what he's saying. Janeway, okay, flashback.
Yeah, well,
okay, after that, sorry,
yeah. That was when he was with Sulu, I think.
Yes.
Yeah. So, all right, well, continue, and then we'll move on.
Okay. Well, anyway, yeah. So that was the cringe scene, which and I was surprised how. So I am curious, and I wonder if they had a cut scene. I don't know, but something that confused me was Vorik's in there. After it's all said and done, he's all happy-go-lucky. He's act like he's cured, and so I'm curious if he actually did, took care of the deed, or if he
just suppressed his emotion.
Yeah, if he just somehow
when he got to the planet, he was like, I'm gonna get you.
And that's what kind of confused me because I was like, okay, was he just lying to the doctor, which apparently he was,
right?
That was the one thing that kind of caught me off guard there because prior to this he was already losing it. He was losing it.
Right.
He couldn't control his emotions. When you remember that scene when he was talking with Tuvok.
Yeah, he couldn't even handle that.
Yeah, and so Yeah,
Yeah.
that that could be almost a missing scene in a way of like, what transpired from
Yeah.
that
Release the
scene to that
Farr
scene.
cut. That's what we got to do.
Yeah.
Before we go on, there is one thing I wanted to do, and that is thank our patrons: Holly Mac 79, Johannes Borg, Joe Saporito, Denise Hill. Thank you all. Unfortunately, my mother is no longer a patron, obviously, but still will forever appreciate her support and her continued watch over me forever. So let us go into redeeming features. Twinkle of my eye.
Oh.
So we actually sat down with Thomas Serpent, who did the makeup for that episode.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he actually won an Emmy for that and the Salamanders. So what a great one. I'll link it somewhere here in the ether. But if you are joining us now for the first time, please, of course, like, share, and subscribe. All the things that are important to us podcasters that do the YouTubes. And, of course, ring the bell to make sure that you are notified of when we go live. And if you see that there's a new little QR code, that'll take you to our Patreon. So if you really enjoy it, be sure to come hang out and become a patron, where you get a special thank you and a whole lot of stuff, stickers, merch, tons of fun stuff. And you get to choose an episode of the new show Wormholes that we're doing. So there's a lot of fun to be had in the Captain's Quadrant. Yeah. All right. So
sounds fun.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. So redeeming features. What are your redeeming features? It's a deep breath. It's like, I don't know.
Well, okay. I'll tell you what I really did like about this episode was Tom Paris, because he
was level-headed.
Yes, he did he did everything to not take advantage of her until there at the very end, when Tuvok is like, Lieutenant, you have to do this. You're doing this honestly to save her life at this point now.
Right.
And so, but prior to that, every pass and every time that she came onto him or attacked him and bit him, he resisted. I mean, he kind of gave in right now, but he ultimately resisted, which, as someone who's talked to Robbie Duncan McNeil about his character,
I saw that. Yeah. October 5th.
It's coming here soon.
Yeah. Okay.
But talking to him, he didn't
plugging your stuff too. Look at that.
Oh, thank you. He didn't like the character of Tom at the beginning because he was kind of a player,
arrogant.
Basically,
and
arrogant. So I feel like this might have been where they were starting to really. He was getting to to be like, no, I'm a good guy, and he was a good guy. So that's what I liked about this. He said no. He didn't become an HR violation.
No, he was like, you ain't getting me. I need this job.
That's right.
Yeah, I need this job. I got mouths to feed. And, and his cousin Nick Locarno.
Oh,
worry about him too. Oh. For me, one of the best redeeming features for this one is the strength of B'Elanna. She was, I don't want to say hard-headed, or stubborn, but so much as gung ho about getting first the mission completed, and secondly, getting what she wanted. We'll leave it at that. She was all about Tom, and I think this is where their relationship started to really bud afterwards, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes. Well, and if you watch it at the very end, she says, "Watch out what you watch out for what you wish for, Lieutenant."
Yeah.
And so I feel like that was probably that's the start of them setting it up.
Yeah, it was fantastic. Those were probably the big highlights for me on that one.
It really was.
Yeah, it was a lot of good stuff there, and seeing how strong she was, because I thought for sure she was going to get.
Yeah, I mean, well,
I was like,
there's no way they could have done that.
No. She's the main character. He's a plot device. So
yes, he is a plot device, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But I mean, you have a point. I mean, Yeah, her strength probably shouldn't have been as strong as him.
Right.
But then, but you know what? Well, let's just say I don't know. I'm total guessing here. Klingon human physiology. Maybe the Farr, was giving her this massive adrenaline jump, and she just
increased her strength.
Increased her strength.
I'll buy that. I'll buy on that. That's a good one. That's a good one. All right. Well, you know what it's time for, Chris?
I do not. You're going to tell me.
Oh yeah, I am. It is time for us to spin the wheel.
Uh-oh.
The Wheel of Agony. You will experience speech. So I got our Klingon friends there, and we are looking at some of our patrons. Holly Mac 79 has Hollow Pursuits, which is actually a great episode. Joseph Burrito has Magic to Make the Serpent Man go mad. So Magic to Make the Serpent Man go wild. The Inner Light, which is my least favorite Trek episode ever. Yeah, controversial. I just felt it was so boring. Fury. Fury's on there. Lonely Among Us, Elysium, Silent Enemy, Hegemony, and These Old Scientists are there because we haven't seen them because of the strike. So we kind of paused our show for a bit, and that's why they're there. And then The Sanctuary. So
I was like,
yeah. So we are going to spin the wheel, and then we'll see where we land. And of course, if you want to spin the wheel, make sure you scan that QR code, become a patron, and you get to choose an episode. Plus, your social media handle will be on the Wheel of Agony. All right, here we go. I need to get music. Let me see. Wait, I think they have music. Well, it works. All right, here we go, and boom. The Sanctuary. That's where it matters. Yeah. All right. The Sanctuary. The USS Discovery crew traveled to Book's home planet to help rescue it from the Osira, the formidable leader of the Emerald Chain. I had such a crush on her, and I got to meet her at the first Trek Long Island, and I was like, I'm gonna cook the future. You know what I mean? It was like, I usually don't get starstruck because everybody's everybody, thanks to the teachings of my mentor, producer VHS Jace. Kind of got me over that, but wow, that was wild. So Stamets and Arita are continue their search for valuable information on the origin of the burn. So yeah, do you remember that one?
I do somewhat. It's been a bit since I've seen Discovery, but I do remember the concept of that one.
Yeah, it's been a while, but I just remember, like, I don't know, green worked for her really well.
Correct.
Yeah, so that gets a what the fuck? All right, well, let's hop into the aftermath. Let's say hello to everybody and go forward.
We were just talking about you. Everybody hates you. Congratulations.
The highlight of Discovery. All right, we've got a lot of things, the things here. Let me go up a bit. It's so good to see everybody come hang out with us in the Captain's Quadrant. We talked to Greg already. I think this is the only episode of Star Trek that ever dealt with the Farr without having to explain it. Was the episode Flashback to get treated the audience like we were intelligent. Was that actor supposed to be in his TNG character from TNG in this one? No. He's not the same character from TNG. Yeah, that was answered. All right,
brother
or Dex. No. That's I think you're thinking of Nick Locarno. In Beta Canon, he is based upon his own mother, and he has said it was his twin on TNG.
Yep.
Wow. Thanks, MFU. Yes, the caves, stage 16, planet Hell. Yeah. Tarek and Varric being twins is also good. Great headcanon.
It is.
Yeah, it is. The Breach, that was a great episode.
Yep.
It shows a church stripper.
Oh my god.
No. I stripped the wires. I did it with the wire, and I like. That's what I do. I don't.
My figure.
You know, the fart sound gets me every time. Yeah, that's why we put it there. That is for sure. Love it. You have to understand, my figure universe says, this is the first time we saw the Borg on Voyager, and it was a way of showing that we had gone into their territory, just like you said earlier. I'm not sure who said it first, but the Origins move would be a box office bomb. I'm not sure what you mean there. You still here, Wes? January 17th. I think he's talking about the
Academy.
Academy, yeah. I recommend watching Voyager once every 3 years. Wow.
Yeah. I think Linda watches it every day.
Oh, wow. That's crazy. A lot of people watch it every day. A shout out to the wonderful person that made Teddy's Captain Picard captain shirt. Teddy's our little mascot. He's a
okay.
Some believe a demon dog. I forgot I had all these great things from Jason. I figure I use them. But others believe he's a sweet little puppy. And when you see him at the conventions, he's usually a mess. So Wes thinks that 7 was better than Picard.
Yeah, and I have to agree. I think she was too.
Wow.
Okay. I mean, I liked them both, but I just liked the whole style so much better.
Yeah. 7 became the Data of Voyager.
Oh,
interesting.
Yeah, that's a good concept.
Yeah, that is a good point. Yeah, I would think more so Janeway Spock. Now I'm gonna go with Data because she's robotic.
Yeah,
cyborg thing going on. Remember Hope and Fear season 4 finale had a species representative who had a grudge with Janeway for Janeway's actions. Was it what was that? Kazon, the budget Klingons? I forget who that was.
Yeah,
species. Yeah.
I thought that was the guy who made the Dauntless. Or
my figure says that was the first appearance of the Dauntless.
Oh yeah,
perfect. Good memory. Yes, something tells me Janeway gave Starfleet the specs when they came home. Yeah, that makes sense. Definitely. The writing didn't make sense for Tuvok. We talked about that one. My figure universe with Janeway in the previous episode.
Yep.
This is why many are, because it's behind the next one, are irritated with Spock for being Lothundo in SNW. Yeah, he was a gigolo.
Yeah.
We don't talk about Parnfar. He discussed Parnfar with Janeway in season 3 episode Flashback. I don't mind Spock being Lothario because we need to realize that the Spock was before TOS and he's half human. So I understand your perspective there, but Spock was always the dude that you leaned into for all the science to help you get everything under control. He was usually the voice of reason in the center of the series. And since he's still half Vulcan, which would mean his aging would be slower, he shouldn't be too much different than in TOS. This isn't 20 years before TOS. This is
10,
maybe less.
Something like that. I'm trying to remember
that.
for sure.
Yeah.
Well, and also sitting here thinking now, because, Spock goes back, when we start the motion picture, he's gone to Vulcan to do, oh my God, if I hadn't had to talk about it, to purge his emotions. Oh, my Trek knowledge is failing me right this minute.
It's all right. But yes, Wes, you were correct. What I'm getting at is Janeway should have known what it was, and as well, Tuvok could have helped more because members of the crew already knew what it was. Yeah. And our good Patreon, Joanna's lurking. Don't lurk, take a part, just hang out with us. It's all good.
Yes,
that's fair. So you know what I like about our community? Everybody chats, and everybody isn't going at each other. Everybody's kind of very respectful and very like, oh yeah, that's a good point. And, there's no, oh, you lived term, so that's what I love about the community. I don't see any difference.
Colinar, that's what it was.
Ah, there you go. Hey, there's no green fury. I love it. Yes, I was able to change the colors on the Wheel of Agony. I'm very proud of myself. Something on the back right there. Yeah, and I gave you a shout out for that on boosting the signal. Oh, I don't know if that was for me or Wes, but sure, I'll take it. Yay, thank you. I love that disco episode picked. Oh, it's probably because you felt a certain way about Miss Kidder's niece. I don't think that's a bad episode either. Okay, interesting. The one about men go mad, not the sanctuary. Oh, okay. Interesting. Hey, Karen McLeod. I'm loving it. Tim Russ, Tuvok, and Khan. Oh, he's in that? Oh, I gotta check that out. I really
he is flashback Tuvok.
Oh, wow. Yeah, because he would be around at that time. Mm-hmm. Interesting. Agreed. Khan is great.
It is. What I've listened has been really good.
Wow. Amazing. Tupac served the Starfleet until he was 29 years old and then went back to Vulcan to perform the Kolinar and decided to return to Starfleet 50 years later. Tuvok. I like the idea of Tupac in space.
I do too.
Yeah. Oh, you're talking about me? Yeah. So I appreciate you. Thank you, my friend. You're the man. All right, Chris.
Yes.
Please let everyone know about your show, The Transporter Room, and all the intricacies they can go and check out.
All right. So what I do on my show, The Transporter Room, is everything from guest interviews to episode reviews to movie reviews. We primarily focus on the guest interviews, as some of y'all may or may have not already seen. We've had quite a number so far. I started this year in January, so 10 That's months great. In going.
Congrats.
Yeah, so YouTube at The Transporter Room. That's where I'm at on Instagram. Oh gosh, Threads, Instagram Threads.
Be careful with the Facebook though, because there's another The Transporter Room.
Yeah, there's some. I can't get my title there yet.
Wow.
Once you get that little blue check mark, it's so hard to make changes on your stuff. But then on thetransporterroom.net on Blue Sky. But yeah, that's really what we start. I start with just guest interviews, like fans like us. That's what I started with people. Like people that I've met through other podcasts and other groups, and brought them on, and it's just been fun. And then I was like, let's do episode reviews. So doesn't surprise me. I start with Enterprise because it's pretty much my preferred series. I still like it's the one I put on when I need something in the background. It's that or Big Bang Theory. Wow. But yeah, that's and I release all of our episodes on Sundays at 3 p.m. Central on YouTube. We've also got a Patreon, just like all of us.
Yeah, we all
$5
for that money.
You can come in for $5 and start seeing some bonus episodes. Finally, creating bonus episodes. And actually, what we're doing, I'm going through with my newest co-host, Linda Pages. We're watching Star Trek documentaries. So we did the Voyager doc. We watched it and commented about it. We're going to be recording this Sunday. We're going to be doing the Captains. So
there you go.
But that's
Perfect.
just
that's a good one.
Yeah, it's just bonus. She's never seen them.
Oh wow! Yeah,
not all
that was
them,
the last one Avery Brooks was ever in, right?
Yes, I remember correctly. So, but yeah, that's but that's it. This week we have on Sunday, the interview that's coming out is a good one. It was a group that was called Letter Decks. It's a group of background and stand-in actors that were on Enterprise, and they did a panel at STLV this year.
Very cool.
I've interviewed the founder of the group, and so while we were at Vegas, I said, "Hey, let's just get everybody on." And so it's coming out this weekend, so it's pretty cool. It's a good one, and so but yeah, that's my forte. I just talk to people, and I don't know if anybody's ever watched, but what I do initially is I find out about the person first. I don't go straight to the Trek. I want to know, what got you into, did you always want to be in the film industry? How'd you get to Hollywood? How'd you make your way to, eventually work your way? I worked my way to how did they get into Trek and what other stuff they did prior to that. Because I found a lot of people that's more interesting. And then, because we all know the Trek, but then it's cool to hear those stories.
Yeah, I always love the BTS stories. The behind the scenes stuff.
Exactly. So, but yeah, that's it. We've got merch. We got store merch, all that.
Everybody's
all
got
the
merch.
as the salon says, all those podcast thingies.
Yeah, all the things. Things. Big shout out to the OUM network. He loves money. That is a good friend of mine, AJ Orsini. I owe you a message. I will have to hit you up. Both great docs. Wes says the captain needs an update. Yeah, that should be a new one. But we never get into the books. And Karen with the zinger and our final comment of the night. I prefer gold press latinum.
Me too.
Yeah. Chris, thank you so much for joining us.
Well, thank you for having me. This is so much fun.
Yeah, we try to have fun here in the Captain Squad.
I would definitely come back anytime.
Awesome. We love to hear that. We'll definitely have you back on.
Thank you.
And then maybe even for Starfleet Academy when that comes up too. So there's a lot of fun stuff to talk about. Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for watching. If you're watching on YouTube or if you're watching on Spotify, where our podcast is in video format, please be sure to rate us on Spotify 5 stars, if you please, and share the pod with your friends. Don't keep it to yourself. This is a lot of fun. You're going to laugh, as Chris did. He wants to come back because he laughed so much. Look at him, he's still laughing.
I did. This was fun.
Yeah. So thank you, everybody. Live long and prosper, and we'll see you next week.
Bye.